Hi friends. Last year I posted a video as a spoken version of an upcoming book, The Folly of Enlightenment. The book is still unreleased and the questions keep coming about what exactly is or is not enlightenment. So it's my pleasure to continue the conversation here through YouTube. This is also a companion piece to our last video about no guru. The links to both of these videos appears at the end. Here, we will put even a finer point on the folly of enlightenment, succinctly isolating the three common delusions that tend to initiate this folly and foolish chase. The first and biggest folly of enlightenment is that you are not already enlightened, that you're not already one with life itself, and not some kind of broken off piece of life or separate entity that needs to realize life or reunify with life or the divine or to attain anything. The second biggest folly of enlightenment is that you could make choices and generate effort through study or practices to attain that enlightenment. Yet, enlightenment would be the first to remind you there is no you. There is no one. The third and final folly of enlightenment is, even if there was a separate you that could possibly make certain choices and generate certain efforts of its own free will to reach this thing called enlightenment, what could possibly be the point? That which you consider to be you will soon perish. Once the body-mind organism has ceased and perished, there is nothing left to be aware of itself as having attained enlightenment, or aware of itself as an ongoing enlightened being in heaven or some other blissful location. From the moment you are deceased as a body-mind organism, any awareness of your state is finished. And even if there was some extraneous individual consciousness left, like some people's romanticized fantasy of an eternal soul, it would just revert back to pure, formless energy, non-named, non-locatable, non-personal, and no different than that of any supposed soul that didn't get enlightened during its time on earth. As such, there's nothing better, more noble, or more lasting than even if this so-called individual attainment never occurred. Indeed, the pursuance of so-called enlightenment is nothing more than a glorified yearning for the end of personal suffering. As such, the most sanguine approach would be to forget about enlightenment altogether, if there was an actual you making that choice. But of course there isn't. Life appears to be making those choices, and so the illusory, impermanent character in life's play will do whatever it does, whatever is what is. That said, it may be a useful experiment if you've been on any kind of spiritual path or doing any committed practices towards enlightenment to completely let that go and give it up. And then look and see what kind of feelings arise? Is there a gaping hole that appears in your life? A feeling of emptiness or a dropping of any kind of spiritual identity you had put together? Or simply a fear that without your spiritual horizons you are doomed to be an unspecial, ordinary person who lives and dies without ever ending your suffering or waking up to full, unfettered liberation? If you have truly absorbed what's being said here and get that the pursuit of enlightenment is a delusion and folly, all that's left is for you to declare that. Say, the end, and do no more seeking or practicing, and then attend to whatever feelings of loss or collapse of your fantasy that may appear to arise in you. True liberation may lie on the other side of that.